LaptopKey.com, your source for replacement keyboard keys. Notice, when trying to repair your laptop keyboard keys, searching by the laptop brand and model may not always be enough information. Many times, laptop manufacturers produce keyboards that look the same on the outside, however, have differences underneath the keys. The differences include the hinges, retainer clips, and cup color. To help you find the correct tutorial for your key, we have created a searchable database at LaptopKey.com. Simply go to LaptopKey.com, select your laptop brand, model number, and then a visual list of key types will appear. Select the video tutorial that matches your key. That's all. You're now ready to fix your keyboard.
Okay, so we're going to insert the keys onto the keycap, and we're going to start out by looking at the space for the J letter. You can see there's two hooks at the top here, and there's two hooks at the bottom. Now the ones that are at the bottom are further away from each other than the ones at the top, and that's how you're going to determine the position for the hinges, which are these. So first step is to click these two hinges together to make one. Second step is to put it on the keyboard, and the final third step is to put the keycap on top of the hinges. So we're going to look at the large hinge first, and you can see that it has two pins on the top corners and two fittings at the bottom corners. Those bottom corners are going to click wherever the two further metal hooks are on the keyboard. In this case they're at the bottom, so we have that accordingly. If the two further away hooks were to be on the top, then we would turn the hinge around, but in this case they're at the top, so let's keep those at the top. Now make sure not to put the whole piece upside down like that, because it looks the same but it won't allow the mechanism to work. So you have to feel underneath the vertical bars. If you feel a gap, I mean a bump or an extra piece there that faces and touches the keyboard on top, it's supposed to be one smooth part from top to bottom. So now you know the position for that piece. Put it down in the right position and get the next piece, which is this. This has two pins at the top corners that are smaller than the ones at the very bottom. Now the middle pins are going to click onto the holes that are in the middle of the large piece. So make sure not to put this piece upside down like that as well, by feeling the bottom part here, the bottom bar. If you feel it's one smooth piece from corner to corner that faces up, and if you feel a really thin gap, that faces the keyboard. So now that you know the position for both pieces, you want to put the small piece over the large piece, and what we have to do now is put the top bar of the small piece underneath the top bar of the large piece, and at the same time insert the left pin onto the middle of the large hole, or the hole that's on the large hinge. So you have to do that kind of at the same time. And once you have that in, hold it in place so it doesn't come apart, and separate the large piece from the small piece in order for the other pin to go into the hole that's on the large piece. So now both pieces are one. We're going to put the pins that are on the top part of the small piece underneath the two hooks that are closer together. So those pins have to go underneath the metal hook. Now we're going to hold the top in place because that's already inserted. We have to stretch the hinges or slide them downward so the hooks that are down there can grab onto the pins that are at the very corners of the hinges. once you stretch the hinges enough for the hook to grab onto those pins, you get your keycap, put it right in the center, and push down evenly on all corners. Now, for the large key, we're going to show you how to fix the enter key. The hinges are bigger than the letters or the regular size hinges, but it's the same procedure to install them. So we're going to assume you already installed them, and we're going to determine the position for the key, which is this, and we're going to turn it over this way. We're not going to turn it over like that because it'll confuse a lot of people. So yeah, just turn it over this way, and what you want to do is, if your wire is not in there, you want to put the wire at the fittings that are at the very, very top. There's some that are closer, but those are for the hinges. So now you turn your key over again, and you open the wire down, and this is the right position for the key. So you flip it over this way with the wire opened up, and you want to put those wires around and into the gaps that are on the metal pieces to the very left and right. After that, you just lay your key down, and you push it down evenly on all four sides until it clicks onto the hinges. Now for the space bar, there's going to be these metal wires attached to your keycap. You want to take those off, and there's a third one that's in the middle. So there's one of these that go on the bottom, one of the large ones that go on the top, and then the small round one that goes in the middle. Now the wire goes onto the gaps that are to the very right and left of the spacebar space or area, and you just want to go around and in those kind of gaps in order for the wire to lay down. Don't lay down the wires closer to each other like that. You want to put them away from each other. And determine the position for the keyboard. The keycap. You can see that other than the first and second fittings on the keycap, there's two large ones at the top here. So those are going to click onto wherever the two separated pins are. In this case, they're at the bottom. So you want to put the large fittings at the bottom also. Now we're going to flip the key this way. Remember to flip it that way. And what you want to do is just put your key right aligned with the pin. These two fittings here, align them with the fittings that are up there, or the pins, and lay your piece down right on top of those. Then you want to push down on all the areas of the keycap so that the wires can click onto the keycap and the hinges can click onto the keycap, and that's it.
LaptopKey.com, your source for replacement keyboard keys. Notice, when trying to repair your laptop keyboard keys, searching by the laptop brand and model may not always be enough information. Many times, laptop manufacturers produce keyboards that look the same on the outside, however, have differences underneath the keys. The differences include the hinges, retainer clips, and cup color. To help you find the correct tutorial for your key, we have created a searchable database at LaptopKey.com. Simply go to LaptopKey.com, select your laptop brand, model number, and then a visual list of key types will appear. Select the video tutorial that matches your key. That's all. You're now ready to fix your keyboard.